Okay, so today I had a trip on magic mushrooms. I took this one called Mexicana, and you can see that there's a picture on this packaging of an alien going into space. And literally, this mushroom felt like I was going into a different dimension beyond space and time. So I'm going to teach you guys about what I've learned from my mushroom trips, because I've done mushrooms a few times, I've done DMT a few times, and every time I'm recognizing that I'm getting the same message, because I believe when you take psychedelics, they're spiritual drugs. They're drugs that you take not to trip out. I'm not saying there's nothing wrong with hippies, but I'm not on this hippie vibe. I just want to get spaced out for no reason. If I feel a bit blocked and I want to get an answer to something, I always say an intention before I take a psychedelic, a prayer, and I just enjoy my trip, and the answer always comes to me. And I'll share with you some of the answers that have come to me since I've been doing psychedelics. So I used scales and I measured how much I was going to have. So a microdose is usually between up to 0.5, so half a gram. I took 0.3, so just under half a gram. Took about 45 minutes to kick in, an hour kicked in. And then soon as it kicks in, guys, you just feel so euphoric. You feel so connected to everything. But there is something I want to talk to you guys about, which I've experienced now with DMT and with mushrooms. And there's a reoccurring message I think I'm getting from it. And my friends who've also done mushrooms get exactly the same experience. So when you do a microdose, you're not going to start seeing like the walls start moving or plants being alive. You're not. You're just going to feel very light, like light energy. And that's why they do say psychedelics really do help people get rid of the emotions that they're carrying. Because remember, the emotions we're carrying dictate our vibration and our frequency. And whenever you take psychedelics, it takes people out of their problems and out of their low energy frequency. And that's why people feel a lot happier, helps a lot of mental health and depression. Luckily, I don't suffer from that, but I will tell you what I've experienced on these trips. I close my eyes and go into a deep meditation once I take psychedelics. And it's in a deep meditation that you really start to experience some really interesting shapes, colors, and you start to encounter some at first, and it happens with DMT, and I spoke to my friend today about this on his trips, and I want to get some feedback from you guys to see if you've experienced the same thing. When you take psychedelics like a mushroom or DMT, when you first go into your trip, you can encounter a lot of like dark energy, very black, and you start to see, a lot of people say they meet entities, you kind of communicate with beings beyond this space and time, because you really do go into another dimension your mind can never go into in the normal world. And I always at first encounter this dark energy, which is quite scary and quite unpleasant at first. But I always know that at the end of this dark energy comes beautiful light, and then my whole end of the trip becomes very pleasurable. Same thing with DMT. When I first DMT, the introduction was quite scary because it was so profound. The energy I came up against, it was dark energy. And what I'm trying to explain to you guys is what I've realized is when I'm doing psychedelics, I almost feel like there's two types of energy in this world. There's dark energy that we encounter, which is fear, insecurity, worry, doubt, poverty, lack. These are all the emotions that we all feel at some points of our life. And then there's the other side of the emotions that we feel, which is love. Okay? And when you're doing psychedelics, you're going to first come up against this dark energy, which feels quite intimidating and quite scary and fearful. But then the light always comes through and shines beyond the darkness towards the end of your trip. And what that is a metaphor for me, and I spoke to my friend about this earlier, is in life, you're going to come up against the dark energies of life. Fear, worry, anxiety, insecurity, unworthiness, just all the emotions that come with being a human being. You know, sometimes we become very selfish. We worry about our own self, about how we're being perceived by people, how people are viewing us. We worry about money. We worry about whether we're going to get what we want to get to in life. We're very self-indulged, okay? And being self-indulged is where fear and that dark energy is, because when we become very self-indulged, we become very selfish. When we become selfish, we can't see the light that comes through us. And that's really the love and energy to understand that we're here to give, to serve, to help each other to live a better life. So at the end of the trip, this light comes through, and it was just a metaphor for me, understanding that no matter if you have fear, no matter if you have worry, anxiety, unworthiness, worry, doubt, guilt, that always seems to hook your mind into negative thinking. We just have to understand that there's two types of energy you can live by. You can live by the dark energy, or you can live by the light, which is who you really are. Okay, so let's say you worry about money. You worry about not having enough money. You don't have enough money to spend. That's because we're so self-absorbed about our own financial situation, as an example, that we don't think about, well, the answer to getting more money is to give more, to be more of service to the world, to offer more products, to start a service, to give. Giving is love. Giving is the light energy of love, and the dark energy is fear. And when we're self-obsessed, we're living in fear. And when we're living in light, we're living in love. And love has to overcome fear, because a lot of us in this world are being carried, and the energy is daunting over us is fear. So when you wake up in the morning, you guys know exactly what I'm talking about. You can clock yourself being negative in the morning, right? Or sometimes you're in a good mood and you start to think about the positive things. It's because you have decided to focus on enjoying life, being in the energy of light, or sometimes the dark energy just holds you and you get into that survival energy. And we have to use psychedelics to recognize that we're here to love and we're here to give. So let's say you're not having the best relationships with women, or women are not having the best relationship with men. Maybe we're so self-indulged that we're trying to get love instead of giving love, that we come up against resistance. If you're so self-indulged and so selfish, maybe figure out why good things are not coming into your life. Maybe because you're not actually taking care of life the way you need to take care of life, for life to take care of you. Give to receive. That's the way that the life works. You want to do well in business, focus on giving, adding value, serving people, and they'll exchange money for you and you can get rich. Prime example. You want to have a good relationship with a woman or a man, focus on giving love instead of trying to get love, and maybe relationships will turn around. Good things are not coming your way. Maybe first of all, just focus on helping other people first in as many areas you can, and maybe just see if good things start to come your way more, and you start to see the relationship between the two. Because remember, whatever energy we're emitting is what we're getting back. So if we're living in survival and focusing on ourselves, that dark energy, that's what's coming back to us all the time. It's a reflection. You meet some people are so happy, they're always, good things always going their way, thinking, how's this guy so lucky? Well, think about what are they like? Are they generous? Are they giving? I've never met a selfish person who's full of hatred and seen good things come their way. Never. I've seen many of those kind of people go to jail, bad things go their way, always stressed out, always getting into fights, or all different types of things. And I've seen other people who are very friendly, very bubbly, and then they get ahead. One thing they wanted to start goes right for them. There's always that energy we're emitting, and that's why I feel like psychedelics help a lot of people to recognize there's two energies, guys. The dark energy, which is fear, and the light energy, which is love. And that's what we are. We can choose every day. Where are we going? I'm choosing love. I don't know what you're choosing, because if you're feeling stuck and you're thinking about doing psychedelics, I really want to know, if you close your eyes and you breathe deeply, if you get the same experience. And if you do, focus on love. And love is focusing on everything else apart from you, understanding that to get what you want, you have to give. And to give, you have to be in love. If you're in fear and you're worried about yourself, you're always going to be worried about yourself. We're not going to have a big, expansive life that we deserve as a human being, because we're so self-indulged instead of focusing on giving. So, amazing trip, man. It was beautiful. It lasted about 3-4 hours. And whatever you're focusing on, guys, in your life, if there's certain lack not happening or things are not going your way, just ask yourself, am I self-obsessed about myself, or am I focused on how to give, how to serve, how to add value? Because if we are focused on that, think about the power behind the human being. Humans will do more for other people than we'll do for ourselves. That's a fact. So if we focus on giving more, serving more, being of more value, let's just see how the world starts to treat us, how our life starts to turn. Do good things start coming your way? Do opportunities start coming your way? Do people start treating you completely differently because now you're treating them differently? I believe so. So if you're doing psychedelics, like, comment, subscribe. Please leave a comment and let me know if you have this same experience. But don't take psychedelics and walk around with your eyes open. I'm talking close your eyes, breathe deeply, and tell me what you experience, because I want to know if you experience the same thing. Because multiple people who've taken mushrooms, DMT, these type of psychedelics, they always encounter that scary dark energy, but then the end of their trip is very beautiful. And for me, it's a metaphor. No matter how much fear and doubt you're feeling, or that selfish energy, let the light come through, and that will reveal who you truly are, to be of service to the world. All right, guys, so hope this video was good for you and you enjoyed it. Again, like, comment, subscribe, and I'll keep posting as much content as I can that I feel you guys will be interested in. Thank you.